Here's Claude Kirk Jr. Oh, I wouldn't call him colorful. He was like the Kennedys in a way. He was reckless. Yeah, Claudius Maximus that was his nickname. And I realized, really what it is the Kennedy-Kirk and Catholic problem, in my opinion. The thing is he was a Democrat, okay? This is the guy that married, or I don't know if, Erica Metfeld, which became Erica Kirk, his second wife, who he barely knew and she didn't speak English, but brought her here when his inaugural ball was going on. Right, and just kind of, here she is, I'm going to be marrying her, and he introduced her as Madam X. If you saw my other, like, 2 or 3 videos, I already covered all this, so I don't want to go over it all again. Yet, he was in Brazil for some business venture that failed, and he was in life insurance. But see, the thing is, he changed from Democrat to Republican, and then helped Nixon win Florida. Claude R. Kirk Jr. held no prior elected political offices before becoming Florida's governor in '67. His political involvement began after switching from Democrat to Republican in 1960, when he led the Floridians for Nixon campaign. Kirk ran unsuccessfully for a U.S. Senate in 1964 against a Democrat incumbent. Prior to that, his career focused on life insurance, okay? And then he served in the Marines, I believe. But he headed the Floridians for Nixon in '60. Nixon ran against Kennedy. That's when he switched from Democrat to Republican. This leadership role helped secure Florida's electoral votes for Richard Nixon. Kirk's efforts strengthened Republican presence in Florida, marking his entry into active politics. But he was a novice organizer. No, he wasn't. His old man, Claude Kirk Jr. or Claude Kirk Sr., and I believe, but I keep trying to find the connection in Joe Kennedy. This was arranged. Because once he became governor from '67 to '71, the bullshit that he did. Like, so Kennedy's, JFK, at least, no, that would have been after JFK, but from '67 to '71, he, like, barricaded himself in this school just to prevent desegregation buses from picking kids up. Like, he did all this crazy shit. So when they say colorful, no, he was about as reckless and irresponsible as the Kennedy men are. That's what stands out to me. And again, RFK Jr. said Charlie Kirk was his soulmate. Yeah, no, there's a connection with the Kirks and the Kennedys. And this is how they would do it, okay? Is you would switch from Democrat to Republican, but then always create this division. America fell into the most division ever in the '60s. All by people saying, like he would be fighting against one thing, but really it's, so there's this constant, no winning anything, when really both the Kirks, the Kennedys are serving the same agenda, and they've infiltrated both parties. I said the Kennedys were enemies to this country. I don't care if people like it or not. That's the way it is. There's a reason that Trump has called the Kennedy Center the Trump Center. It's not because of his ego. It's because he knows, we don't need to be highlighting men that were doing bad things to this country. And the Kirks are tied up into this. I'm telling you, they are. The Kirks, the Kennedys, and the Catholic problem. That's what it all is. But also, yeah, there's this. Sarah Kirk, that then right here next to her is Erica Kirk. And then Claude, who I just showed in the other article. And then Kitty-Kirk Crenshaw. There's that Crenshaw name. Remember Dan Crenshaw with the eye patch? Is he even still in? I don't know. So it's that's your intra-party, your uniparty. And and here's what's really telling about this, okay? Is because then, this guy was nuts. He was nuts. Yeah, he had this whole private eyes thing. We're going to get rid of, crime and all this stuff. And they were just surveilling people. And they would get rid of anybody that was, any man that was remotely feminine. So doesn't that sound like Kirk? Charlie Kirk? Okay? You see what I'm saying? There's where that connection is. Not to mention, he was married to Erica Kirk. And didn't know her. How could he have dated her? She didn't speak English. It's almost like she was an actress before that. So her first husband was an actor in Brazil. But she was from Germany. She was probably paid. But that's how you would do it, because you would get people on both sides. Everybody knows this anyway, because of, it's all about divide and conquer. The thing I think is happening now, though, I don't think it's a good idea for people to come together, just to come together, because these people are all through the government. I think God is dividing, because God's going to purge. I think that's the only way you can get rid of it. So the thing that's crazy about this is there's no way he didn't have some sort of connections with Kennedy, yet they're not disclosing it. But even AI thinks it's strange. Yeah, no, there is. Because both his father and Joe Kennedy, right at the same time, were getting ready for their sons. And then all of a sudden, Claude Kirk switches from Democrat to Republican. Oh, I'm going to help Nixon get in. And then he'll go on to be governor in 1967. In fact, he was hoping to be on when Nixon, ran again? Was it? When, because he lost the first time to Kennedy, then ran again. He was hoping that he would get picked as vice president, but he was too reckless. That's why they didn't pick him. There is somebody on YouTube just from a few days ago that had already stumbled upon this other Erica Kirk. Yeah, I didn't watch their video, but so I'm so sick of this bullshit with these people. This is why, she has every news platform rolling out the red carpet for her. That's how evil our media is. It's sickening. It's sickening. But that's what happens. But I would say it's the Kirk-Kennedy Catholic curse. Because that's when we got the most division. So when I tell you that God purged evil with getting rid of JFK, he did. He did. He knew it would. And so when Trump jokes about that he's going to name the Kennedy Center, he means it. We don't need anything named after it. We have enough Kennedy bullshit everywhere, okay? There was nothing he did that was going to help Americans. Not one thing. And neither was Kirk. But Kirk played to Nixon like, I'm a Republican now. Right. All designed to create a bunch of division. And the worst time in America's history as far as when division happened was in the 60s. All the fallout. Then coming up the back end after Kirk is gone and you got Wiles coming in. Yep. Her hand is in every major Republican campaign going all the way back to Reagan. They're all going down.